I greet you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. We have spent several presentations talking about the righteous elements, or divisions for that matter. So far, we have unrighteousness. That one we covered, and I hope we will come to an end of it soon. And then we have the righteous of works or of the law. All of those means the same thing, works, law, of humans, righteousness of humans, righteousness of works, or righteousness of the law, all of that, same thing. You can use them interchangeably in any way you want. Now, our first individual was purely unrighteous, you see, as we found out. And something happened that the unrighteous and the righteous, by the law or by faith, by the law or by works, when the two of them stood before God, they were the same. You see, they were the same. And it becomes painful to the one who has attained, those are the terminologies they use. We have achieved, we have attained, yes. We have worked so hard for our righteousness. We deserve to be recognized. And we spend time going from house to house, giving testimonies of what we were once upon a time, and how now things have changed totally. That something took hold of him, and he is now good. Brother, change, you can, which is true that anybody can. And so all of that kind of talk was, by the way, outside the context of Jesus Christ. You see, yes, outside the context. Please get that. There is always key words which we must always bear in mind. It was outside the context of Jesus Christ. Remember, the issue is, what's the relationship between faith and good works? There you go. Good works which are outside the context of Jesus may not help you too much in terms of salvation. It may help you, it may save you from being imprisoned. It may save you so many other things around you, it protect you. You may be useful to society because of your good works. You may actually build, excuse me, you may actually build a CV of good works, there is okay. In terms of rating, as far as we humans are concerned, you are far better than this unrighteous person. No, everybody shuns him. We fear them, we hate them. Thieves, robbers, name them, murderers. This society is just apprehensive when such a kind of people are standing around. But a person of good works, we have no quarrel. You see, we begin with the religion anyway. Religion has no quarrel with him. He can become a church leader. He will be the one who will always be dedicating holy things in the church. And the responsibilities which follow along with good works. Everybody will be happy with him. As far as society is concerned, this man is very good. Yes. He's livable with, if ever there is an expression of that type, you can live with him. He's harmless, and all of that. But in terms of salvation, before God, there's no difference of these two. When they stand before him, a murderer, and this one who condemns murdering, a thief, with this one who condemns thieving, and all of that, their actions are opposite, very far, as North Pole is South Pole. Before God, in terms of salvation, listen to this very carefully. In terms of salvation, these two people are the same. But in terms of performance, they are different. But in terms of salvation before God, they are the same. Why? This is very perturbing to the holy people. Religion, please, as I have told you previously, and that's why I am hanging on this point further. I don't want to hurry through it. Religion, the devil has led us to believe that be complacent. Heaven is yours. And when you turn to the devil and ask him, how come that heaven, you are comforting me that heaven is mine? He will say, you don't steal. See, works. You don't kill anybody. You see, you are a generous man. He will go with you down the rooster of good works. Yes, towards your fellow men. And he will remind you that love God and love your fellow men. And so you are in a good line. Continue to go deeper and deeper in good works. Don't be in a hurry to live good works. Yes, continue and do even more, because the more you do, underline the word doing. The more you perform, underline the word perform. Good works. Heaven is already open for you. He doesn't tell you the context. The context is purely religious. Yes. And remember, we told you what the law can do. Let me just remind you again. I will never stop reminding my listeners. The law's job is to blow the whistle that there's something fundamentally wrong here. Yes. And when you turn it to the law, please, what must I do to rectify this wrong thing? The law says, I don't know. The law says, I don't know. The law has never pointed to Jesus Christ. The law stopped there and says, I don't know. But I have warned you that there is something wrong here. You are in trouble. There's a catastrophe for you. Now, my problem and yours is not ignorance, but reconciliation with God. I repeat, my problem is not ignorance. So, I don't need the church to always remind me that thou shalt not commit adultery. Because nobody commits it and then he says, I didn't know that it is bad. I don't need someone for 2 hours lambasting me that don't commit adultery. That is just knowledge. Yes. You are just adding scriptures, others which I knew before and others perhaps which I have never read, to my arsenal of knowledge. But my problem and your problem, it is not knowledge. Your problem and mine is reconciliation. So the law does its part of knowledge. That's why Paul says, by the way, after all of these lectures, and we go to the New Testament, it is going to be my intention. Paul will be very easy to analyze. It will be just a walkover. You see, I didn't know that killing is bad, not until the law says, thou shalt not kill. See? Yes, knowledge. Beyond knowledge, the law doesn't go. A lot has been spoken about the law, character of God and all of that, and there's nothing wrong with that, to have a character of God. But having a character of God here with the limited function of salvation for you and for me. Its function is always to remind me that I am no longer in the character of God. Of course, I am no longer. I cannot carry the state of sin, and then at the same time I can be in the character of God. You see, that will be contradictory. I cannot walk directly to my death every day, slowly but surely, you see, in the casket. You see, where I'll end up, and you turn around and you say, I am in the character of God. No way. You see, please use your terminologies carefully. You can't have the state of sin which leads you to nothingness anytime, and then you say you are in the character of God. Impossible. You see, God's character is different from my character. The very time my representative lost it, and he lost faith in his maker, and God withdrew his righteousness from this planet, period. And he knows it also. All of that talks, it is just a compensatory mechanism. Religion is the biggest compensatory mechanism you can ever think of on this planet. It promises you what it can't offer. Yes, it promises you what you can't offer. That if you do this, do this, struggle, heaven is the reward. Struggle, heaven is the reward. You are telling an individual with the state of sin in him to struggle, and then he will have a reward in heaven. A reward means it is my sweat. That's what the word reward means. Yes. But something I get freely, it becomes a reward. What a misuse of terminologies. We are going to cover all of those seriously. This is what religion keeps on telling us. And it adds more antics and more antics. Do this for today. Now put your ashes on your head. Do on your forehead, and we put. Why? When we ask, heaven is the reward. See? And the devil stands in the corner and he laughs. Yes, and he laughs. I am telling you, there's more activities of the devil in religion than anywhere else. I can assure you. In the theology of the way it is presented in religious movements, you can see the devil playing and his hand is quietly there. Because the devil knows very well that no matter how much we work hard, we can't go to heaven, because heaven is not for working. I will come back to faith and I will show you precisely what heaven is all about. But I want to further exhaust this element of good works. Yes. When we put good works in front of Jesus, it is just like to put a cat in front of a horse. It is just like putting a cat in front of a horse. You can't go very far. You cannot go very far. Back to this disturbing image. These images are in the New Testament. And they have to be. Where can they be? It is only the New Testament which will begin to unfold the faith which Adam lost. But not Judaism. Judaism has small hints whereby we go back and only we infer. We read from the New Testament and then we look back in the Old Testament and see people say maybe this one behaved with the faith. But it is not highly elaborated. Judaism is a religion of works. If you do this, if you don't do if, then you will see. And in the future, we will even question those ifs, whether they were really fulfilled. Failure for those ifs, if you are good, you will do this, you will receive this, and let alone some of those who are never received. Prophets who are baffled. Conclusion, it is because you have sinned. That's why I have an antithesis in my book entitled the Defenseless God. It will tell you very well that was a very simplistic answer of because you have sinned, that's why you are in exile. Because you have sinned, that's why you are experiencing this famine. We will examine all of those, and in my Defenseless God, I have examined them for you. Let us be careful, by the way, in a way that we fully understand the difference between knowledge and reconciliation. God help us.